All right, so we're going to try and walk through some of the basic stuff that we didn't get to in the Cash for the Holidays group because some of you are moving forward, and I want to make sure that you know all the stuff that's important about coaching besides the things that we've talked about in the group. So when we designed the Cash for the Holidays group, we thought, let's just get everybody going and have some success to start, and then we can kind of teach you some of the other things as we go. And so that's where we are at this point. We're going to teach you some of the other things that go along with coaching. So I want you to first keep in mind that learning this business is kind of like learning a second language. And it took me multiple times. I actually personally went through a Coach Basics training thing twice because it just takes me a little while to process some stuff. And so I don't expect anybody to get it the first time we talk about it, which is why we'll talk about it often. But having said that, it's still important to get started and to get through some of this beginning stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. So, so let me share my screen with you. So here's a really helpful tool. So I think you all know at this point how to get into your back office. And if you don't, you go to teambeachbody.com and then you sign in, and then you click on Coach Online Office. Do you guys know how to do that part? So then you'll get to this screen. It doesn't look like this actually. I'm actually in this tab here, which is News and Training, and then Training. And then that's where this screen came in. So Beachbody actually has designed it so that you could potentially start this business without an upline coach or sponsor coach, and some people do. Or some people have sponsor coaches that are not really interested in running the business, but they are. So Beachbody gives all the tools to everybody across the board about how to build this business. And luckily, though, we have this upline of coaches who've designed some extra things. And then we've been doing this for a little while, and we've designed our own things to help our coaches get started. And the whole idea with that is that you don't have to reinvent the wheel by starting out with coaching, that we go through, and just as you will go through for any coaches that you bring on board, some of the things that people don't need to make the same mistakes twice, or that maybe if it can be done faster or quicker, that's kind of the whole idea. So anyway, having said that, here's where you can find out more information. So News and Training will bring you to this page. So these are some of the things that we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to go through some of the getting started, coach, and then Emerald Ruby, and we'll stop there because once we get into these things, it's too much information in the beginning. If you're somebody who likes that kind of stuff, if you're somebody who likes to read the end of the story before you get to the end of the story, you like to go to the back of your novel and read the ending, you might want to check some of this stuff out. But if you prefer just kind of a need to know thing, then you might just want to walk through it as it's important to you, as it applies to you. So, so the things I wanted to talk about here are this getting started idea. And Beachbody has what they call the 3 vital behaviors. And I'm not sure, I feel like we haven't even talked about that in the Cash for the Holidays group, but these are the things that Beachbody has found to be the most important aspects of being a coach, and the things that will help drive you forward. So if you haven't heard of these yet, I'm sure you'll hear about them multiple times. So the first one is invite. And some people say connect, because it's not necessarily always about saying specifically, would you like to join my challenge group, or would you like to buy something, or whatever. But it's about connecting with people and inviting them in the sense that you're starting up conversations. And then there actually is the actual invite as well. But so that's the first one. The second one is be proof the products work. So that that means, excuse me, if you have a program of Beachbodies, to do it. If Shakeology, to do that. If you're using Performance Line or whatever, just to make sure that you know you don't need to know all the products, but some of the products, and know how they work, and believe in them. I mean, that's what will make all of us better people, we'll have a better means to talk with people about it. And then personal development, coming from my background, which is social work and psychology, I love that Beachbody places such value on it that it's actually one of the 3 vital behaviors to listen to audio books or read books, or there's Success on Demand in the back office. There's the weekly national wake-up calls that we'll talk about in a second. We try and do weekly team calls, summit, there's live events, there's Super Saturdays, and so on. And it's just really, because this business, quite honestly, has a ton of rejection and objections involved in it, it's so vital that you do personal development so that you can stay level-headed and grounded and keep your self-esteem intact and all that kind of stuff. But I can tell you personally that this piece has been such a huge part of my life now. I love it, and no matter what happens for me in this business, I will continue to make this always a part of my three vital behaviors, because I just have loved that. So if you need any good recommendations for books, I have some that I'd be more than happy to share. It's really so important, and you can actually tell some of the coaches who aren't doing that piece, because some of them will get down easily, and you can. Sometimes I ask them, "Are you doing personal development in there?" They probably aren't. So anyway, so it's vital. So like 10 minutes a day, even 30 minutes a day, whatever you want to put in there for personal development, super important. Okay, let me go back here. Whoops. Okay. So then there's just getting to know Beachbody, and you can do these little videos on your own if you want. We walked you through setting up your profile and website before that. I think you guys know teambeachbody.com and how to get to your online office. But if you want to review any of those things, that's right where that is. Okay, so then moving on to so that's the getting started one. Then moving on to the coach one. See, these are all new. This didn't look like this when I started, so I think it's really cool that they've gone through and changed these things to make it so user-friendly. So this is when you're a coach, they have do this, know this, learn how, and then the business starter benchmarks. So anyway, so these are the things that we've started teaching you in the Cash for the Holidays group: connecting with people you already know, inviting people to your challenge group. The goal every month is to sell 3 challenge packs. So in other words, it's to invite and help 3 people. I guess invite way more than 3, but help 3 people every month. And then you get to something called Success Club. And we haven't really talked about that in the Cash for the Holidays group yet, but it's the benchmark that Beachbody sets so that you know you're moving your business forward. And if you get to SC5, which is basically 3 challenge packs, a challenge pack itself is worth 2 Success Club points. And if you sell just Shakeology on its own as home direct, that's worth 1 Success Club point. So basically, if you sell 3 challenge packs, you get to SC6. If you sell 5, you get to SC10. You kind of get that idea. So, so selling 3 a month is kind of the benchmark, because then your business will continue to grow. You'll continue to push forward. So, so selling 3 a day is a goal. If you sell, now this is really cool. If you sell 3 challenge packs a month for the first 3 months that you're in the business, and the first month can either be the month that you started in or the next month. So if you signed up in November, you either have November as your month 1 or December. It's up to you. You know, it's sort of how far in the month you joined and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, if you sell 3 challenge packs, if you get to SC5 in month 1, 2, and 3, you earn a free ticket to Summit in 2016, which is pretty sweet. So I think it's worth like $300 or something like that. And Summit is a gathering of literally, I think last year was 25,000 coaches. We went to Nashville, and they treated us so nice. You have trainings from top coaches. They put on a big show. It's over 3 days, I think. Was that 3 days or 4 days? I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, something like that. Anyway, and you get all these trainings from corporate. You hear about all the new product launches. There's dinners and parties, and there's workouts with the celebrity trainers, and there's meet and greets, and it's really a cool atmosphere. It totally restores and helps refresh what you want to do in this business. You hear these success stories. My personal goal is to be the part of the success story where they have people stand on stage and shred their mortgages. that's the one I want. But it's really cool. And if you can get there for free, I mean, that'd be awesome. And then our team, those of us that went last year together, we figured out, we actually, one coach and I drove there together. Some people flew in, we shared rooms, and we found hotel room, you know what I mean? So it's really fun to just be with the team live and in person. And so get there. And if you can get there for free, even better. Okay, and then we talked about those things, the national wake-up call. So every Monday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, they do a wake-up call where they have somebody from corporate, usually it's Jeff Hill, and usually he interviews a top coach, and the top coaches basically share something that's working for them in their business. And occasionally it'll be somebody else, like a celebrity trainer who's launching a new program will talk, or Carl Deichler himself, the CEO of Beachbody. He'll get on every once in a while. But mostly it's coaches who just openly share something that's working. So it's really a cool time to connect with the other coaches. And again, why reinvent the wheel? I mean, if people are finding things that work for them, then let's duplicate that. So tune into that. So now the key is that you don't actually have to listen to them live. You can, here, let me click and see what they have to say about that. Yeah, so here you go. You can get it on as a podcast. So you can download the Team Beachbody podcast and then listen to it whenever. You can also put this number in your phone, and you don't have to have a password for it. So you just dial this number. I'm not sure what the password is there, but it must be after. So if it's after 11 a.m., so the call will go to it's a half an hour call, sometimes 35 minutes at the most. I guess maybe to do it live, you need that passcode, but otherwise you just dial this number for the replay, and you can listen to it anytime. And you can get it on, here's the playback number. Oh, sorry, no, it's a little different. The playback number is 5065. So I just have that programmed into my phone. And I have the podcasts. I like the podcast a little better personally, just because you can pause it, where the phone, it either plays the whole way through or you have to start from the beginning. But anyway, so I listen to those in the car, or some people listen to them while they're folding laundry or making dinner or whatever. It's just a great way to stay connected with Beachbody. And you can actually access some of the archived calls too. They have them as MP3s, and you can access the ones that are on the podcast from before as well. So you can find somebody, and these are all coaches. Scotty Hobbs, he's actually part of our network. So he's not directly on our team, but he's part of our network, and he's really great. This is another guy who's really great, with Lafada. Anyway, so those are really cool, and you can listen to those anytime you like. Okay, let's go back. Okay, and then attending training. So the next Super Saturday, we've talked about this before, is in Pittsburgh. I believe it's actually going to be a Super Friday on January 8th or 9th. I don't know. I don't have the new calendar. But it'll be really, really awesome, because we'll have Carl Deichler here, and Melanie will be named top coach again, most likely. We'll have a celebrity trainer. It'll be really fun. So get to Super Saturday near you if you're not in the Pittsburgh area. They are all over the place. Okay, and here's the helpful things that they talk about, which I have to say from my own personal experience, the earlier you can do this, the better. Set business hours and stick with them. It's really tough working from home, right? Because there's no I'm going to work and I'm home from work. It's all the same thing in the same place. So if you can set business hours, that's ideal. These are some other things you can do. Set up a like page. And I know Melanie has started doing that. Did you do one already, Nicole? Have you done a like page? No, maybe.
Yeah, I started one, but I haven't posted anything to it yet.
Cool. Okay, we'll do another call about liked pages. maybe after Thanksgiving, we'll just do another, because there's some tips about that, some ways to do it. And then sharing your before and after story on Facebook. Well, if you haven't done that yet, you'll be surprised how wonderful people respond to that, how inspiring they are, and how inspired people will be. Posting pictures from your workouts, that's not my favorite thing to do, but I try and pull in a kid and make it not just be about me. Follow up with everybody. Now I really have found that the fortune's in the follow-up. It's sort of cliche to say that, but it's so true. Most people don't say yes the first time, as I'm sure you're learning. but people that are interested will follow you, and so following up with them is so important. Sharing the okay. Visit the current promotions page and Bright Friends today in the Silica. Okay. So let's keep going because I really wanted to get to the actual ranks today. So Emerald and Ruby. So in this business, kind of some people call them promotions. I don't know that that's necessarily the best word, but basically what it means is that you're moving forward to build a team when you have these ranks. So the ranks are gems, emerald, ruby, diamond, and then star diamond is how it goes. And those are the things listed over here as well. So this basically means that you're building a team of coaches under you. And when you start out in this business, the way you earn money in the beginning is through commission. And then as you grow a team of coaches under you, you also earn money through volume, which means that the people under you are now building businesses as well. And then you also get some bonuses and stuff like that along the way. But the first step is to become Emerald. So I wanted to show you this little video I made about becoming Emerald. And I'm just going to play it. It's 8 minutes long. Okay, here we go. Hey, everyone. So we're going to talk today about what actually is Emerald to make sure we're all on the same page about what that means. So I thought I'd just do a little drawing for you. So I'm sitting here with some markers. And what I want to help you understand is to kind of help you get over this whole idea that it's really complicated. Because I know it's different, but it's not really complicated. So hopefully I can get that across to you today. So here is my first drawing for you. This is a little bit about the legs. So we know that there are two legs. Everybody has them in life. Everybody has them in this business as well. And basically the idea is that you are sponsored by a coach. So let's say you're my personal sponsored coach. So this would be me. And then you would be right here on one of my legs. So I have another leg here, and I have more coaches here, but you are right here on my leg. So in order for you to reach Emerald status, you need to sign on two coaches, one on your left leg and one on your right leg. So let's say you sign up Coach A on your left and Coach B on your right. It would look something like this. So we'll talk later as you grow in the business about strong legs and weak legs, but you might see from this drawing already that this leg you're sharing with me. I'm here, here's you, here's Coach B. We're all sharing this leg, and this leg you're not sharing with anybody. You're building this yourself, which is true for every single one of us in this business. Because we're on a team, Inspiration Nation is a nice team. We all have a leg that we share with somebody or multiple people. See, this is my coach, and we share this strong leg together. This is your strong leg. And we all build a leg ourselves, which we consider our weak leg. Now, there are things in the business that at some point, weak leg may get super strong and so on, and it might switch. But in general, in the beginning, this is how it works. Now, it may or may not be your right or left leg. That part doesn't matter as far as strong and weak legs. But in the beginning, when you're talking about getting to Emerald, this is all it simply means. You're going to put one coach here and one coach here. And then you will be Emerald. I'm going to make it green. You are Emerald. And the beauty of Emerald, it's green. Anyway, the beauty of Emerald is that two things. You can, one, start to get leads. So what are leads? They're actually anybody that purchases something from Team Beachbody or beachbody.com. In other words, they see something on an infomercial, for example. They see T25 and they order it. They're assigned a coach. Everybody who orders a program like that is assigned a coach. And Beachbody takes all those people that sign up without coaches and distributes them basically as gifts to all of us who are Emerald and above. So you can start receiving those leads. If you have if you hit Success Club and you are Emerald, then you get what's called Success Club leads, and you can actually make commission on those sales. So we'll talk more about leads as we go. And so that's bonus number one, is that you can get these leads who are people who have already shown an interest in Beachbody. You don't have to sell them the product. They already know that they want it. They may have already bought something, but these are people that you get free because you are Emerald. And then the second thing is that you get to start cycle bonusing. So that's where I want to come back to our handy dandy drawing. And that's why it's important to kind of understand at least a little bit this idea of strong and weak. So on your strong side, which again in this drawing is this side right here with the coach B, that's your strong side, and then your weak side. So when your strong side hits volume at 200 points and your weak side hits volume at 100 points, then you get extra money, which is called a cycle bonus. And at Emerald level, that extra bonus is worth $14. So how does that work? Let's say I am Pink as your sponsor coach. Anytime that I put another coach that I'm signing up on the same leg that we share, it also goes under you. So I'm going to call that Coach C. Like this, right? So anytime that I sign a coach, or the coach above me, or the coach above that, or the coach above that, and so on and so on, anytime that anybody signs a coach on this shared leg, the volume goes up to every person above you, right? So this person, Coach C, that I have signed, goes to the first spot on this long chain that we're making together, right? So for Coach C, let's say the Coach C bought something that's worth 100 volume, right? So you now also get 100 volume. And let's say this Coach B has also bought something that's worth 100 volume, as well as Coach A. So when you have 100 volume, which would be Coach C plus Coach B, which equals 200, and Coach A purchasing something worth 100, which is 100, then you have this 2-to-1 ratio, and you make an extra $14. Now that might not seem like a lot in the beginning, I know, but the more coaches you sign, the more volume you get, the bigger your cycle bonus will be. So as you go, perhaps I sign another coach, and you sign another coach, and somebody above us signs another coach. We'll make that orange. You can see how your volume is going to start growing. And sometimes things are worth more than 100 volume, so maybe it's worth 200 or whatever. And you get to receive the people who are on long-term Shakeology, and they start earning. And then let's say on your own leg, maybe you sign another coach. We'll put that as Coach D. And they have 100. So then you can start seeing how this might add up, right, over time. So now you've got 200 volume on this side, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. So you've got 2 times a 2-to-1 ratio of 200 to 100, and therefore you're going to make $28 that week. So this happens weekly. Every time you get paid, which for us is on Thursdays, every time you get through another week, which Thursday to Wednesday is a week in Beachbody, every time that happens, you have the potential to cycle bonus. And the volume that you're not using will roll over to the next time you can use it. So this is kind of what it means to be on a team as well. You see how we're all building collectively this leg together? So again, anybody that Coach C now signs will also go on here. And you can see how this can develop into a really strong volume leg. And this leg, which right now is the weak leg, would be the one that you would want to put potential business builders on. Hopefully this is making sense. All right, that's it for today. If you have questions, please post them below. I'm excited to talk to you more, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. So the one thing I'm, you know, it's weird watching yourself do a video, but anyway, the one thing I realized I didn't say in there is that volume is roughly equivalent to dollar amount. So if you didn't figure that out at this point, which I don't think I had at this point, roughly it's about the same. So Shakeology is worth 90 volume, personal volume.
Some of the challenge packs are worth like 100 and something volume. I think like if you just get just a 3-day refresh, it's worth 52 volume. So it's roughly the amount of the dollar amount we coaches pay with our discount. So anyway, but every time, if you ever look in the back office, when you go to shop, it'll say the volume amount for those purchases. And the other thing I didn't say is the other way that you can earn volume is through customer purchases. So so when I was saying that a coach might have 100 volume, they may also, or they may have more than 100 volume if they have sold challenge packs. So when I do in the group in Inspiration Nation, when I do the shout outs and I do the top volume, that's what I'm talking about. Those people have, perhaps they bought something, but more likely they've actually sold something to somebody and they're getting volume that way. Does that make sense? So this is just, again, a beginning, trying to get a beginning understanding of what it means to be Emerald. So then as you move up in the ranks, then you get a higher cycle bonus. When you get to Diamond and above, your cycle bonus is $18. And again, I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but it's when you build a business, when you're building a team, your commission in the beginning, your commission is the bulk of your salary, like maybe 100%, maybe 90% of your salary and 10% from cycle bonuses. But there comes a point where it shifts and you have, maybe it's 50-50. And then somebody like Melanie Mitro is probably making 90% in bonuses, cycle bonuses, and 10% in her commissions. You know what I mean? So it's cool because the cycle bonuses happen whether you make a sale or not. So anyway, so it's really something to work for to get started on those cycle bonuses, and then nobody can beat the free leads. I mean, it's just pretty cool that you get these already built-in customers that know what they want and have already either purchased something or at least signed up for a free account. So that's really cool too.
I had a question about that.
Yeah.
With those,
yeah.
Does that count towards your personal volume, towards your volume?
So yes. So so there are different kinds of leads. Let me see if they have the trainings here. I think I don't see them here, but I'll find them for you. So there are three different kinds of leads. They have customer leads, which you don't earn any volume or commission on the first purchase. So if they saw T25 or whatever on the infomercial and they bought it, you don't get anything from that purchase, but any future purchases that they make, you're their coach now. And so you'll get anything from them. So the idea is you connect with your lead in some way, email them, you get all their contact information. So you can email them, call them, text them, find them on Facebook, whatever you want to do to be in touch with them. And sometimes it takes multiple ways and some people don't respond and whatever, but some people do. So if you can connect with them in some way, then you can help them and then maybe even encourage them to turn their purchase into a challenge pack or something like that. Or if they ordered one-time Shakeology, help encourage them to get it on HD or whatever. And then the second kind of lead is a Success Club lead. So meaning that you hit Success Club and your Emerald. And that is, then you do get the commission on those purchases. So it's just free money in your pocket. It's pretty sweet. You didn't have to do anything but be Emerald and hit Success Club. And then the third kind of lead is they actually have, for Diamond coaches, they actually have coach leads. So there are on occasion people who sign up to coach who don't have a sponsor coach. So they just randomly assign them to Diamond and above coaches. And I've had two coach leads, one that didn't go anywhere and one that's an active coach on our team. So so it's really cool that they do that for us. I'll find the lead information and I'll post it for you. I'm surprised it's not right here, but I forgot to look for that. Okay, so did you have more questions?
Nope.
No. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay, so let me go back to this really quickly. So we talked about the Power Hour before, and I was thinking that it might be cool to just have that scheduled every week so we all kind of have a reminder of what to do when to, just kind of get in the habit of it. But you really can do more, I think, in one focused hour than you can in like several unfocused hours. it's hard. Believe me, I know this with 3 kids. It's hard to have one uninterrupted hour, but it really can be done having focus. Then these are just some other ideas, post some personal development stuff on social media. Sketches. Okay, so fit clubs was the other thing I wanted to talk with you guys about. So there's this other idea, and it's pretty cool. They call them fit clubs, although you could name them anything you want. But the idea is just that you gather people together, wherever this may be. And so we used to run a fit club at a local church who was giving us the space for free. And we just were in the basement of the church. They had an old TV that you rolled out on one of those carts, like a big one, rolled out on one of those carts. And you can just basically play a Beachbody workout, and everybody works out together. So we were able to like play ones that we had and preview ones as they came out. And we provided this to people for free. So it was a cool way to get people to know what we were doing and have them try a workout without buying it. And then we would usually bring some Shakeology and make it for them after the workout so they could try it. We just had little, a little bigger than a Dixie cup, but little cups that they could try Shakeology. And we did this weekly on Friday mornings, and we were able to provide babysitting sometimes on Friday mornings because we had a separate room and whatever. But so anyway, so the idea is that you could just introduce people to this by giving them an actual sample of what the programs are like and what Shakeology actually tastes like. And I have to tell you, when we had it going, so we had it going great for a while, and then it got to be like winter time and it just kind of it died off, and then it picked back up, and then we're not currently running one at the moment, the coaches and I who were doing it together. But anyway, then we tried it at a different location, whatever. But the point is that for me, it seemed like when that was going strong, that the conversion rate of people that came to Fit Club who actually purchased something was way higher than me reaching out to people on social media, because it was so much more personal. It was so much more, face to face, and people were there and they had a good time and they really liked it and they wanted to keep going and whatever. So if that's something that sounds appealing to you and you want to try it, I think that would be amazing. There's a couple of people on our team who are doing it currently and have successful fit clubs going. And there was a great call that Nadine did about her fit club at her church that I thought was really insightful, and all the things that she does to make it. I think it sounded like hers was a little bit more professional than ours was. But to each their own and whatever works. But if you want to do something more with that or hear something more about it, it's a really cool idea of just kind of putting yourself out there. And personally, I would highly recommend pairing up with another coach to do it, because I started out doing it myself, and I actually got, I think, 2 or 3 coaches from the Fit Club who then ended up doing it with me. And it was really nice to have extra people there, because there's that whole idea of third-party proof where, I can tell you about it, but if she tells you that it's working, you might believe her over me. So it was really cool because you have these ringers in the group who already know about what you're doing and can speak to it and all that kind of stuff. And then there's a coach I know, a newer coach that's actually going to do it. She's a teacher, and she's going to do it within her school, and they're actually going to do like a Biggest Loser kind of challenge with their Fit Club. And I mean, you could really have fun with it, because this whole business is so cool because you can be so creative with however you want to run it. And so they're going to do kind of this Biggest Loser challenge, and she's doing it with another coach who's not part of our team. And they're just going to split the people. Like if they get 4 people, they'll each take them 2 and 2, if they get 4 people that want to buy a challenge pack or whatever. So there's relatively easy ways to split it. Like there's just sign-in sheets that are pre-made by Beachbody that's like your name and who invited you, and if you already have a coach and that kind of stuff. So it can be relatively pain-free to kind of figure out who belongs with who, although I'm sure there could always be some mix-up. But as long as you have good relationships, it's relatively easy, I think, to navigate that. And I think it's worth it to do it with somebody else, in my opinion. Okay. And this is the other thing I really wanted to talk to you guys about, the free challenges. Have you guys been a part of free challenges I know Melanie has. Have you, Nicole? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I went through one before I started, and then I just I had people in this past Crock-Pot group.
Oh, good. Okay. So free groups also weren't around when I started. It's so funny. It's like I've been around forever, and it's really just 2 years. But anyway, free groups weren't part of that. And this is kind of new, and I'm glad that they put it in here. So it's a great way to build trust with people, especially when you're a new coach, because it's hard to tell somebody that you kind of know to trust you, to join in, to whatever. So it's a great way to build trust, and it's a great way to get contact information for people that you might not otherwise have information for. So, so let's see, where's my calendar? Oh, here we go. So I'm actually going to do one starting I'm going to open it on the 5th of December. So I'm going to talk about it all after Thanksgiving, and then I'm going to open it on the 5th of December. I almost said September. I wish it was. Anyway, and then it'll just be through that next week, so the 6th to the 12th or 13th or whatever. And I'm going to actually have people sign up for the on-demand for free. So I've done a number of free groups, and some have been very successful and some not so much. And you know, kind of that's the nature of this business. You got to kind of figure out what's working and try and keep doing that, and try things and they don't work, and then you kind of reevaluate and see how you can switch it up. But either way, I think now's the time to get people to sign on, even as free customers, because come January when they're ready to go, and I mean, I can't tell you, I'm sure you guys have heard the same, that a number of people are just like, I want to join, but not till January. And I figure if we can capture at least have them become free customers under us, then at least they'll be ready to, when they're ready to go come January. Hopefully that will lower the chances that they'll order the 21-day fix off of Amazon, which has happened, or eBay or something like that. I mean, it's going to happen, but maybe we can reduce that. So anyway, so free groups. So you can do them in combination with other coaches. You can join in mine, or you can do it yourself. And either way, it's really beneficial. I think the more confident you come across, the more people will trust you. So my suggestion is that if you are interested in trying one for yourself, go for it. Or if you're interested in pairing up with one other person, go for it. If you want to join in mine, you're certainly always welcome to do that too. So we have templates. Let me get to that real quick. We have templates for everything. And the reason why we do that is to save our brains the hassle of reinventing things. Wait, let me just, oh, it's slow. So if you, whoopsie, so if you go in Inspiration Nation, and you go into the files, then you'll see, wait, challenge group templates all in one place. So if you click on that, these are where you can find templates for pretty much every single group you can imagine. Here's some free group templates. Here's a PIO template and T25 Insanity, P90X3. We have a repeaters one. We have, we started out with 60-day challenges. They've gotten shorter, but here's 60-day templates. This is from Bombshell Dynasty, which is our up line. There's a 21-day fix template. I mean, you can just peruse any of these, a 30-day cleaning and Shakeology one, sneak peek into coaching, coach basics. There's just, I mean, it's really cool because you can take any of those and make them whatever you want. Now, these are all in Google Docs. Are you guys familiar with Google Docs? No, yes, no. No, okay, so I'm just gonna take one. I'll take the free group one because that's the one that you'll potentially want to use. So there's actually two here. So we'll just take the first one. So if you click on that, it should open up into what looks kind of like an Excel spreadsheet. And I believe, but I'm not sure, if you have to have a Gmail account to get Google Docs. I'm not positive about that. Does anybody know? I have one, so I can't say if it will work without. No, you don't know. Okay, so if you don't have one, you may need to create a Gmail account. But anyway, so you click on that, and then what I would suggest doing, so basically it's like having your, what do I want to say? Your software, hardware, I don't know. Anyway, it's like having it saved on your computer, but it's saved out in the web somewhere. I don't know how technology works, but so we can all access it. So you don't need to have a disk. You don't need to have a little plug-in flash drive or anything. It's just saved out there. So if my computer dies tomorrow, I can still access these because they're out in the web. However that works, magic. Anyway, so what I would suggest is you can make a copy and save it to your own Google Drive and name it whatever you want or keep it the same. But then that way you can make whatever changes you want. Because you may say, oh, that post is great, and that one I didn't like, or whatever. But basically what we do is it walks you through everything. So before you add your challengers to your group, you'd add a description, you'd upload a photo, then you open the group, and here's the introduction. You could say, here's what you could put into the files. And we could talk about opening groups if you've never done that before too. But then here we go, just post by post. You can literally double click on it, copy this whole thing, and then paste it right in the group as a post. And you can do that with all these things. So this one suggests having 3 posts on Sunday, and then on Monday, having a post 1, a post 2, and then the suggestion would be that you post a transformation story. And then it just kind of goes through the whole thing. This is like taking the curtain back at Oz that we weren't thinking about. The posts that we put into most of the groups aren't thought of that day. Some of them are, but for the most part, we follow along these things that were thought of ahead of time. So anyway, Tuesday, post 1, post 2, Wednesday, post 1, post 2, post 3. So you get the idea. Like, so this is the amount of thought that you need to put into a free group is very small in the beginning, unless you want to make changes, which if you do, that's awesome. You don't have to follow a template by any means, but you also don't have to be scared of running groups if you're not sure what to post, because we have that kind of laid out here. So there are templates like this for pretty much everything, as I was showing you in the bios here. So you can take anything you want. It's all, this business is pretty cool in that we are all pretty open with sharing things that work with each other. And so you don't have to worry about crediting anybody or asking about if you can use it. You just go for it. Okay, so talking about free groups. So my suggestion after doing this multiple times is that you want to have them sign up for a free account with you through Beachbody. So this is an extra step that people have to take to get into your free group. And I've done it before where they don't have to do that. And I've done it before where I ask them just for their email and don't have them sign up for an account. And depending on what you feel is where you are, you know, you do what you're comfortable with. But for me, moving forward, I only want people to sign up with a free account. And I'll tell you why. Because I've been burnt multiple times with people who come in who are coaches or on another team, or who have coaches from another team, and they basically get all of the stuff that I want to share with my potential customers for free. Or they don't create an account with me, they hear me talking about the 21-day fix, and they go buy it either from somebody else, or they buy it from wherever else they can buy it from, Amazon or something. So for me, I want people to create that free account so that I make sure they're not a coach, they don't have a coach, and if they're going to make a purchase, that it will come through my account. So that's just trying to be business smart. I mean, I know that we all, including me, want to just help everybody, but this is a business too, and so we want to make sure that they're signing on. We're, you know, disqualifying the people who aren't going to become our customers anyway from our free stuff. And we're making sure that those who are really interested actually are potential customers. So the way you do that, let me just go really quickly into, so this is my Google Drive. I'll just show you this really quickly. So these are all the folders I have in my Google Drive. And within Google Drive, there's spreadsheets, documents, you can do PowerPoint. It's really cool. It's a pretty neat system. But anyway, and you can also look for things. So, so I'm going to say I made a file, how to sign up people, and basically how you can sign them up for what you would say. So you'd invite somebody if they want to come to your free group, you might make a post about it. And then, I can't get it to go down. And then here to register for a clean eating group. All I say is somebody says they're interested, I say, great, here's how to register for the group. Go to my website, click on the join box, enter your information, hit submit, and then let me know when you're done and I'll add you to the closed Facebook group. And that's it. So really matter of fact, it's not like a would you please, it's just like, this is how you register, the end. There are a few people who will give you some kind of kickback for that. I don't know what that is, but for me, where I am right now, you don't sign up, then you don't get to be in the group. It's a bummer, but I've learned that the hard way. You can take that information and do whatever you want with that because it's your business. But I'll post this in our group too, so you can see how to do that. So it's real matter of fact, and you just go for it. Do you guys have questions about that? Okay.
I did have a comment on that. I had a couple of people that were hesitant to sign up, even though it was a free one. And I just changed it to when I was sending that out, I put it's not a trial. There's not even a credit card they're going to ask you for and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep. Yeah, and like I said, so I tried another time when I did get some kickback from that, I tried another way and saying, I just need your email and I'll send you the recipes for our free group through email. And that worked okay, but it didn't help me disqualify people who weren't already coaches. So I was essentially, in rare cases, it's not that often, but I was sending like free stuff to people who, I don't know, I think they knew I was a coach, they're a coach. I don't like that shady business. Just ask me, you know, I'm happy to help. But anyway, okay, so then let me get out of here for a minute. Okay, and then there's that. So then the last thing that I thought would be helpful is to show you how to actually set up a group. Does this feel like too much information? Do you want me to keep going forward with that? Or were there other questions that you guys had that you would rather I talk about? All right.
I didn't have any more questions.
Okay.
Either. I was on
Okay.
mute. I was figuring out how to turn that off.
Okay, so why don't I show you really quickly how to, you know what I'm going to do too? I should say this before I talk about a new group. So do you guys know that you can, if you're on your computer like I am, you can actually, on this right side, you can favorite groups. So any groups that you're a part of that you want to make sure you see and you can check into, you can actually favorite them. So I'll show you. So here's our Hot for the Holidays group that's going on right now. If you go to these little ... here, you can actually pick, it would say, instead of remove from favorites, it would say add to favorites. I would click that and it would show up on the left side here of my computer screen. I'm not sure how that works on mobile devices. I think on my phone, it gets to, wait, let me just see really quickly. If you click on the more button with the 3 lines on top at the bottom, then you can see your saved groups come up first, your favorited groups come up first. So I would definitely recommend doing that for the challenge groups that you're involved with, the coaching groups that you're involved with. So for you guys, if you have anybody in Hot for the Holidays, make that a favorite. Inspiration Nation, I would favorite, and the Cash for the Holidays group, I would favorite. And then if you're part of other groups, just favorite them so that you know how to access them really easily. And then as you get, so I have a whole bunch favorited.
But anyway, as you get more and more, you can actually rearrange them. So you put like the super important ones at the top, and then, you know, you can leave your other ones towards the bottom or whatever. And you can also decide whether or not you want the notifications for those groups. So for me, I've actually turned off some of the notifications for the groups that I check into regularly, because I really don't need to see when somebody posts something as they're posting it, because I know I'm going to get to it. So that's what the world thing, you guys probably know, those are your notifications. So you can actually turn them off for the groups that you check regularly. That's my advice. Okay, and then one more thing I wanted to show you before we talk about creating a group. Do you guys know also that there's this friend, have we talked about this? I've forgotten. No, okay. So there's this friend category here. And basically what you can do is pretty cool. So you know Facebook with the news feed, it gets jumbled, and you probably know you're not seeing everybody's posts from every day. So even like your mom who's on Facebook, you may or may not be seeing all her posts, because Facebook is this big giant game. But what you can do is you can go into, so I just went into friends here on the left side, friends, and you can create a list, and people don't know that they're part of your list. So you don't have to worry about that. They don't see that. So you could create a list that says, you know, potential customers. And then you can add people to this group. So let's say I'll add you guys that are on the call. Oh, we're not friends, Nicole. We should be friends. And Julie's there, so I'll add Julie. And then you create a list, basically. And what happens is now I will see in this news feed only the posts and all of the posts from Melanie and Julie. So if I kind of got my eye, let's say I pick out 10 people that I feel like would be really good customers, really good coaches, really good whatever, people I just want to connect with. I actually have one that's just my family and friends, because I don't want to miss their stuff. So you can do that too. But anyway, so what I would do is just make a point to, like, once a day or something like that, go through the news feed of just those people. And then what you want to do is say something nice, you know what I mean? Stand out a little bit. Don't just like something, but like say, like for Melanie, I might say that looks like so much fun, and you know what I mean? Like something that can just, it's genuine because these people are your friends, but it's also a little bit like you want to stand out just a little bit more than maybe somebody else. So again, they don't know that you've done that, and they won't see anywhere that it's what you've named this list or anything like that. So that's a neat little trick that you could try. Okay, so let me try and do 4 minutes. I'm going to try and show you how to do a new group. So if you go in, also on the left here, groups, and then create group. So you would name the group. So let's say we're doing our clean eating, whoops, I can spell, eating free group. You have to add, when you create a group, you have to add at least 1 member. So if I want to set up the group before I put anybody in there because I want it to look nice, like it's kind of like getting set up for a party, I often put my husband into groups and then I take him out, but you need somebody. And then you decide, you can add this group to your favorites right away if you want to. And then you can add decide to make it a public group, a closed group, or a secret group. So public means anybody can see the group, the members and the posts. I think I have only ever done 1 group that's public, so I do not suggest public. Most of the groups we do are closed, so anyone can see that the group exists, but they can't see any of the posts. Or you could do secret, and then only the members in the group can find the group and see posts. So I have used both of these depending on the type of group. For a free clean eating group, I suggest closed because I've actually had people find the group from searches, or maybe they're a friend of a friend, and they're like, what is that? Can I join in? And yes, you can, absolutely. Join in my free group. For other reasons, I've chosen secret groups, like some of the challenge groups. Nobody needs to know that we're doing that, so those would be secret groups. So I'm going to pick closed,
And then I don't know why you picked this little symbol. It appears on the left-hand side. It really makes no difference which symbol you pick. So we'll just have a guitar. And then this is going to be our new group. So you upload a photo, and I find most of my photos on Google Images. So you can look for things there. You can search Pinterest. You can make your own photos. You can use any of the photos that you've seen in our other groups that you like. You can just save them onto your computer and upload them into this group. And then, like for that free group, right in that template, we gave a possible description that you could use. So you just add a description and write it in there. So like on this 5-day template, we have a description here for you if you want it, ready for the challenge of changing the way you eat for a week, runs together, blah, blah, blah. And then that's it. Then you'd be done with that part. And then you can start adding people to the group right here where it says members. I would probably take my husband out before I add anybody else. And then you just start adding people to the group. And I personally like to welcome them under the description of the group in the comments, because I feel like that's the kind of the cleanest way to do that. So they see what the group is in case they forgot and they're like, wait, what am I being added to? And then they can read what the group actually is right there. All right, that was a lot of information. Are you guys feeling okay? Let me do this. There we go. Do you have any other questions?
Nope.
All right.
You made it look so easy. So no questions now to
No
actually
questions now.
try.
Yes. Okay, so we will set a goal. Do you guys who are on here tonight, do you guys want to do a free group that first full week of December?
By myself?
No, you can join in mine, but I was just going to say, why don't we have a goal to, after Thanksgiving, we'll invite people to a free group that will start that first weekend. We'll open it the first weekend in December. So you can just think about that for as you're talking to people. So here's what I would suggest, because November's not over yet, so I wouldn't suggest stopping trying to get people to order something in November. But if they say no, or they want to wait or whatever, if they give you some objection, you can say, that's fine, but would you like to just try my free group in December? And you can just start making a list that way. But then I'm going to suggest that we start actually promoting it to Facebook, like right after Thanksgiving weekend. So maybe Monday the 30th, then the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, like that. We can start saying stuff about it on Facebook, because people don't need a lot of time to actually join in a free group. So that's my suggestion. So finish out November still inviting them to 21 Day Fix group, Hot for the Holidays group, or whatever. I don't think we have a name yet for that group, the 21 Day Fix starting on the 30th. But anyway, still invite people to that. But if they're giving you objections or whatever, then give them the opportunity to hang in there and join your free group. And we can do that together if you want, or if anybody wants to try it on their own, you certainly can, and I'll help you set up a group. But anybody that wants to stick with me, you're certainly welcome to do that. All right, guys. Well, thanks for jumping on. Good to see your faces. Have a good night. Hi, Julie. Hey, Julie. Is everybody healthy at your house?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, yay.
Finally. I know. It was a long cold, like 2 weeks.
Oh.